Hey y'all, it's me. The glow up is. I am so glad, y'all. Listen, I'm so excited about tonight. I'm so excited about what God is doing in our lives, but I'm also excited about just being able to just be free, right? Knowing that you are affirmed in God, knowing that you just you ain't even got to have it all figured out. Just knowing that you ain't even got to have it all figured out. It's a blessing in that. It's a blessing in that. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that. So these last 2 weeks, man, they have been crazy. I have been in Virginia. My cousin passed, and so I was definitely going through some things, right, and going through the motions and the feelings and all of these different things because of the way that he died. And I thought about his purpose, and I thought about the things that it is that we should be doing right beforehand, because a lot of times we don't know when our time is going to happen. We don't know when our time is going to come, but then also living in this world and being a black woman, right? There comes challenges, there comes things that are going to be set up against you, that's going, like, things are just not fair, right? And we know this. So because those things aren't fair, and because I already am who I am, right? And tonight I just kind of wanted to affirm each and every single one of us is that at the end of the day, we have to be ourselves. You have to be you. Someone is counting on you to be you. Listen, I get told all the time, like, Toya, you just call people out. You say what you got to say, right? And as I've gotten older, I've gotten better with calling people out. I'll still call you out. I definitely will. But at the same time, I'm mindful now of me not calling you out in front of audiences. I may take you to the side if I have something that I feel towards you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will pray on that, right? But at the same time, I still got to get it right, because I'm the type of person that if I don't speak on it, then it's going to bother me. It's going to hinder. It's going to touch me. And I may not be able to even get any rest from it, right? And so for me, I like to go ahead and just get it done. Let's talk about it. Let's grow from this thing, because that's what we got to do in order to glow. This is what the glow up is, right? And so I challenge you to be you authentically. I think that there's so many things that we as a people that we want. We talk a good game, but we're not living it. We're not trying to really do the work, right? I think that so many people, and I'm guilty of this, right, is that I have a goal, right? And I'm consistent with it because I'm still in the race, I'm still doing it. However, at the same time, I'm like, okay, when is this thing really going to pay off? I think sometimes it's not just me that's just looking at the piece of the puzzle, right? We're looking at how in the world is this thing going to be completed? What is the finish line? What is this really going to look like? But I truly believe that if we really saw the finish line, if we really saw the destination, it will blow our minds. Like, it will truly, truly blow our minds. But to know, right, that there is a final destination, this is what I get excited about, y'all, because I literally get emotional, and I think about all of it, because I know that the final destination, right, I will get to be with my maker. I will get to not worry about the all of the things of this world, because even though there are emotions and there's different things that we go through on a daily basis, God wants us to have that here right now, here on earth. He wants us to not worry, but easier said than done, right? He wants us to not think about those things that we can't change, but easier said than done, right? But we have to be intentional with giving it to God and leaving it there. And we also have to know our value. We have to know our worth. I'm so sick and tired of seeing people not realizing their worth and dying with their gifts. Like, when I tell you, something sparked in me in these last 2 weeks, because what I know is that my cousin, man, he was so deep into love, right? Like, he was searching for love. And sometimes we don't even think that we know what love is, but is in us. Like the answers that we seek, the things that we're looking for, they're in us. And what he didn't understand and what he didn't really know is that something that he was looking for from others, right? He was already giving it. He already knew exactly how to give it because it was in him already. It was just something that was second nature for him to do, to love you, regardless of what you look like, regardless of whether or not if you had something, whether or not if you didn't have something, right? He made sure you had it. And a lot of times, man, it's those people that get the short end of the stick. A lot of times it's those people who get the short end of the stick because the reality is, right, they get used and they get abused, and yet there's nobody that's there that's really telling them that it's okay, that it's going to be all right, that I love you, right? And even when you have those people to tell you over and over that you love them, right, you can't really receive that love. So it's crazy how I just got all of these different revelations in just this week, well, in these last 2 weeks being home in Virginia, right? Because home is really North Carolina for me. And I was like, man, I got to hurry up and get back to my peace, because what I understood was, and what I knew was, is that God was taking me from the old and bringing me into the new. And because I'm in the new, I have a new mindset, a new perspective, and I don't respond the way that I used to respond. And so that comes with growth, right? And knowing that this growth thing is a real thing, like growing is a process. It's something that we choose every single day. But even when we're growing, God is affirming us, even in this world, right? Just because I'm a Black woman, right? Just because I have, all of these different things, right, that people may stereotype me as, or they may have ideas or the perception of who they think that I am, right? They don't really know me. And so that's why I wanted to encourage us on tonight, man, is that we need to make sure that we are being affirmed by who God says we are. We should know our worth. We should know our value. And we should know that the love that we give is at a cost. It is at a cost. The love that we give is at a cost, regardless. It's not saying, right, that that it's money that you're going to get back in return because you love somebody. No, this sacrifice, when I say that it's a cost, that means that you're sacrificing yourself. You're dying daily, right, to self, because when you begin to really truly love, then you begin to be selfless. You're not selfish, but you're selfless. So you have to be affirmed even more in God. And like I said, this is a growing thing. And so because it is a growing thing, we have to be intentional with what it is that we're supposed to be doing, which is loving people. And this is our purpose. This is why we were created, right? And I had posted something the other day. I had posted, I'm like, what did I say? If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything, right? And I said that with so much confidence because so many of us, we talk about all the things that we believe in, right? And yet we make no effort to really put forth the knowledge. Like knowledge is wisdom, but it is knowledge when it is applied. Like it is only, like, other than that, you are just out here just talking it, but you're not really walking it. And that's what this thing is, right? When we do this thing called the glow up, and we do this thing called we growing up, but we glowing up too at the same time, because life is definitely life, but God is still guiding. And because God is still guiding and he still reigns, we all have the capability of getting it right. We all have the capability of being intentional with what it is that God has for us. So I looked at it because my cousin passed, right? And I was so embottled in my feelings, y'all. Y'all don't even understand. If you have ever lost anybody that's so close to you, and this was my first time ever losing somebody that was so close to me that I used to talk to, like this is a person that I talk to on a regular basis, that I'm literally talk to all the time. Like he is a part of my routine. And so for me not to be able to text him again, for me to not be able to talk to him and hear his voice, right? I was literally about to lose my mind, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm used to things a certain way. I'm used to things. And it wasn't just that. It was just that I'm going to miss him. And I could not accept that he was gone. Right. And I know that he's at peace, and I know that he's at rest. And I know that even to his death, it's still going to go down in history, because I'm going to make sure that it does. First and foremost, I'm definitely going to make sure that it does. But that's neither here nor there. But it sparked something in me spending time with the family in this week, because I also got to see the growth within myself. Y'all, I'm telling you, sometimes what'll happen is that God will allow you, right, to be able to go around people, right, who who felt like they know you, right? And it's so crazy because what I learned in just these past 2 weeks, that a lot of my family members have no idea of who I really am. They know of me and they know who I used to be, but they have no idea of really who I am. And they got to feel that, right? Even in this past 2 weeks. Like, it was so crazy because what I got to see was admiration, right? But I got to see jealousy. I got to see uncomfortableness, right? I got to see people that were not really trying to, really, it's like, I don't even know how to really take Toya, right? And it's so crazy because what I was realizing is that God was affirming me, even in them being uncomfortable around me, because I could feel all of the energy. But I knew that God was doing a new thing in me. And He said, I need you to continue to be who you are, because you're help growing them. And even though they don't want to receive it right now, and it may not make sense to them in this moment, you can't stop being you, because there is somebody that's depending on you to be you. Somebody is depending on you to be you. You are affirmed by me because you know who you are, and because you are comfortable in the skin that I've given you. Yes, you are a Black woman. Yes, you are more than what meets the eye. Yes, you too. You too. We are. We are. Y'all, I'm telling you, because this is the thing that's so crazy, right? Is that you know that you walking with God, right? You know that you really, really changed when you used to being petty, when you used to being the one to go out and say whatever you got to say. And I don't know about y'all. Listen, I usually be the one that got to say whatever I got to say and mean what I say, because I just told y'all that's the type of person that I am, right? Because other than that, it's gonna bother me. But ask me why that stuff didn't bother me these past 2 weeks. Ask me why I had to really take a look in the mirror and say, girl, who in the world is this person? Who is this person that's unbothered? Who is this person that God is creating to the point where you've set boundaries? And not only have you set boundaries, but you're acting on those boundaries because God has affirmed you. So because God has affirmed you, you're not settling, and you won't tolerate nonsense. And it don't matter who it comes from. It don't matter if it's this family or not. You will not tolerate the nonsense. You won't be in somebody else's space making them feel like it's just this and it really ain't. So that's what God was showing me, is that you are you, and people need you to be you. So this is why I'm telling you, man, is that it's you. You are the gift. It's you that people are waiting for. You are the solution to somebody else's problem. I promise you, you are. You are the one that people are looking for and looking at. Even your haters is looking at you, and they ain't even trying to admit that they looking for you. I got people right now that don't even fool with me, okay? That have literally taken the time and the energy to create all lots of fake social media pages, whether or not if it's on TikTok, whether or not if it's on Instagram, whether or not if it's on Facebook, just so they can still watch me. And I think that it is so funny, but I'm realizing what God is giving me is that it's so much authority. You walk with authority, Toya. You walk with the authority that I've given you. You walk like you got it because you got it. You get what I'm saying? We got this thing. And so the thing is that when you walk in heavy and you know that God got you, and you know that God created you for such a time as this, and you know that God has something great for you to do, can't nobody break you. Can't nobody do nothing to you. Can't nobody harm you, because no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And that's real. Like, there's nothing that can touch you. You become invincible. You do, because you serve the God. You serve a God who's protecting you. He will tell you and unction you exactly when time to go, what time to leave, how to maneuver through. I don't know about y'all, but I like to sit there and I like to ask God, how you want me to move today? How you want me to act today? How do you want me to get these things done? What do you want me to wear today? How you want my hair? I want to include God in every single thing that it is that I do, because He is affirming me constantly. And because He's affirming me constantly, it boosts my confidence. And it's not just confidence, but I heard somebody say confidence. And I thought that was so dope, because it's not me. This is not who this is not even me. This is him. You see what I'm saying? It's his light that's shining. It's the glow. And because of the glow, right, you can tell that it's growth that's happening. It's a growth spurt that's happening. So don't allow anybody to tell you who you used to be and how but God will allow you to be able to take charge, right? And to be around those people who you are not around, and to be around those people that don't even like you, but you can be so you and be so comfortable in the room but make them uncomfortable. That's crazy. Do you realize how much power you have over a person when a person literally has to say your name, or they thinking about you, or they trying to figure out why you here, or when you start coming around? I'm just saying, people are funny. But this is when you know, because God gives you clues that this is the road that you're going down. If you continue to hang on to me and hold on to me, Toya, us, right? If we continue to hold on and we continue to trust that God has us, man, we gonna walk heavy. We not gonna fear nothing. And that's the thing too that sparked me, y'all. When my cousin passed, man, and I just thought about just the type of person that he was, man. Him being affirmed and knowing that he had his people, though. Even though people didn't care too much for him, right? He loved them. He always showed them love. And it was, if it was nothing else that I understood from his life, man, is love is truly a blessing. It's truly a gift to be able to really show love to people who don't even deserve it, to show grace to people who don't even deserve it. Listen, we didn't deserve a whole lot of things, and nope, we're not perfect, and we still trying to get it right. But at the end of the day, man, we all got issues. We got our imperfections, but it's up to you to decide whether or not, if you want to allow God to choose him to perfect the imperfections. So that's why I say we have to make sure that we're staying in tune with God, because if we're not staying in tune with God, we won't be affirmed really in the word. We won't really get to the next level that we're trying to reach, because we don't even realize that we're doing things that we shouldn't do. And we know right from wrong. We know right from wrong, but yet we still do the things that it is that we probably shouldn't be doing. It's crazy. It is so crazy, but it's mind blowing, y'all. And if I got so caught up in the death, right, of my cousin, if I would have got so caught up in that, man, I would have literally lost my mind. Literally lost my mind, because this one was so close to me and it hurt so badly, right? But at the same time, man, God gave me a peace that surpasses all understanding. He gave me a peace that surpasses all understanding. He gave me something that the world couldn't give. He affirmed me. And because I'm affirmed in who he is, I can't go that way. I don't want to get depressed. I gotta stay in the spirit. I gotta stay in this mood. I gotta stay in him, in his presence. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes, we get so wrapped up in the world, and we start listening to songs, and we start listening to people and what they say, and how this works, and what they do, and how it works for them. And just because it worked for them that way, don't necessarily mean it's going to work for you that way. Do the things that it is that God called you to do. You don't have to share the vision with everybody. It's not for everybody to know the vision that God is giving you. Listen, purpose is not about other people. It's not just about them, right? This is you actually following the call and the will that God has for you. And regardless of what it may look like or what it may feel like, even when it's uncomfortable, there's a growth spurt. And that's what we've been talking about tonight, man, is being affirmed in him, being affirmed in who you are. Because if we don't be affirmed in who we are, we can fall for anything. We can fall for anything. And that's why it's so important and so key for us to believe in ourselves. It's so important for us to also believe in others. It's so important for us to love each other. But a lot of us can't love because we don't even know how to even receive God's love. We can't even receive the who of love, let alone what is love. We will never understand it if we can never receive the who is love. How can we even begin to even comprehend that? How can we even begin to even understand what that even means? right? Because it's so beyond us, man. It's so beyond us. But we got to get intentional with it. We got to be intentional with speaking and spending time with God and allowing Him. Sometimes, y'all, we just got to spend time with ourselves. I know easier said than done, right? Because you feel like I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that. And I'm so busy, I don't have the time to do this. I got to do this. And I got to make sure the kids straight. I got to make sure my husband's straight. I got to make sure my wife is good. I got to make sure, I run these errands. I got to make sure the bills is due. All of these things, right? But we get so cluttered. We get so cluttered and so wrapped up in our busy schedules that we don't take the time to spend with God, but let alone ourselves. Just literally pause and be quiet and just listen to the silence. Just listen to the silence. Do we really sit there and take the time to really meditate? Do we really sit there and take the time to really get to know ourselves, that we can even begin to understand who we are? Like, I think there's so many people out here, man, that are so undervalued. It's crazy how undervalued people are now, and how people can literally discard people or discredit people because they feel like they're not good enough, or they feel like they don't have what it takes, they don't meet the qualifications, so it's like, bye. But some of us don't even have standards no more. What happened to that? What happened to these expectations? Why can't you have it all? Why can't you have somebody who loves you for who you are? Why can't you have somebody who will go to the ends of the earth to make sure that you're straight and to see that smile on your face? Why can't you have that? A lot of us are settling. A lot of us are really settling because this is what the world wants us to do. I tell you what, I love people, man, and I do, and I'm very unapologetic with that. You know what I'm saying? And I really try my hardest to not give advice to people, right? Who I know that won't necessarily receive it. You get what I'm saying? I don't usually just give advice to people just to be giving advice to people anymore. Either you ask me for it and then I'm going to tell you, because at the end of the day, I'm like, you going to just tell me what it is, right? If I ask you that. But that's why I ask God for like-minded people, right? Because what I do know is that a lot of times, and I don't shun my friends, you know what I'm saying? Because it's growth, it's levels to this growth thing, right? And so because there's levels to this growth thing, there are certain friends that I can tell certain things to, and certain friends I just don't, because I know the growth spurts, and I understand that sometimes my faith level is too big for them to understand nor comprehend. So sometimes it will go over their head. And so because I know it's going to go over their head, I don't share it with them, because their faith level is not even there yet to even be able to receive the things that it is that I have to say. You see what I'm saying? So what I know is that for me at the end of the day, right? It's a testimony. It's an open door for when that does happen, then I can share, and then they'll be able to receive it because then they can see it. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with those type of friends, but give me friends and give me people that are around me who's going to trust that it's already there before they see it. Give me those type of people. Give me those type of people that's going to be out here ready to support. You see what I'm saying? And not even know who I am, right? But they may know of me, but they may not even get to really truly know who I am. You see what I'm saying? And so I have so many people that have literally come up to me, and I'm thankful for this platform, because I'm gonna tell you what, when you are intentional, right, with God, and you say, God, you give me this voice, you give me this gift of voice, you give me a voice to call out your people, you give me a voice to call people back to you, you've given me a voice to also help them and to prepare them, and to also be a living light between them, and let them know too, listen, it ain't just me, I ain't always been like this, and I still haven't arrived. I still got more work to do. We still got more things to do in this life. You see what I'm saying? And my thing is, if you're looking at this, even if you look at it at a later date, guess what? God still cares for you. That means that you still got time to fulfill the purpose. That means that you still got more work to do. And because we got more work to do, we got to be intentional with this thing. A lot of us, man, we got to be careful with who we connect with. We just got to be careful, period. Because this is it's not a joke. It's not to be played with. Your life is so precious. Your time is so precious. Don't waste it. Don't waste another minute thinking about those things that you wish that you could change. Change them today. Start today. Be intentional with it right now in this moment. Y'all, I'm telling you, it sparked something in me, yo, when my cousin passed. When he passed, it sparked something in me to say, let's do this thing. I can't put this thing off no more. Y'all, I'm excited about what's to come. Even though I'm still going through some hurt because I'm still hurting. I'm definitely still hurting. And right now, you probably can't see it because you're looking at me like, well, dang, you on here, you talking and you doing all these different things. Yeah, I am. But I'm also trusting. And I know that even though the hurt is going through what it's going through, it's going to serve its purpose. It's going to push me in ways that maybe I couldn't be pushed at first, right? But I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for even the hurt. I'm thankful for the process. I'm thankful for the growth spurts. I'm thankful for the haters. I'm thankful for the people that's been jealous. I'm thankful for the people that I made uncomfortable in these last 2 weeks. I'm thankful for the people that talk about me even when I'm not in the room. I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for all of that. Y'all don't even understand. Y'all used to care. I used to care. I used to care what these people would think about me and what they would say about me, and not really care, but it would bother me, especially when I thought that these people were for me. And God had to show me is that at the end of the day, it's me and you. When it's time for judgment day, it's me and you. And I'm going to ask you, what have you done for me? What did you do, Toya, with the time that I gave you while you were here on earth? And sometimes we got to make that thing personal. What did you do with the time that I gave you? Did you show love? Did you show somebody me? Because I'm love, Toya. Did you show them love? This is what he wants from us. This is what he's called us to do, is to show love. It's a powerful move. But as long as we are maneuvered in him, we can do it, y'all. I just want to get on here, man, today just to encourage somebody on today. Love, you are that. You are love. You are love before anything else. You are love. You are loved. I love you. And I guess what, y'all? I'm gonna see y'all next week because I'm gonna get up off here right now because I just really want to shout. I really want to just thank God for just allowing me to be able to be here, to be able to share with you, to be able to encourage you. Because when I'm encouraging you, y'all, I promise you, I'm encouraging myself too. This ain't about just me. It's about us. We growing through this thing. We glowing through this thing. This is what it is, right? And so next week, y'all, I'm gonna see y'all same time. Live videos is coming to you. So if you were here last week, you should have gotten a video last week, and you got a video the week before. But I am back live, so I will see y'all next Friday. I love y'all. Listen, we got work to do, y'all. We got work to do. If nothing else, we gonna love. Okay? So y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.